All right, looks like we are live and on the air. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to our All-In Team Google Hangout here tonight on Wednesday. I believe today is the 6 de Mayo, right? Not Cinco de Mayo, but 6 de Mayo, the 6th of May. And we have an awesome hangout lined up for you guys tonight. We have an awesome lineup of our members here that are going to be hanging out here for the next hour or so. But I want to welcome all of our new guests and all of our team members. If you're brand new to the Hangout, welcome. We're excited to see you here. We got lots to cover, so I want to jump right into introductions, and we're going to get right into some good content here tonight. We got some exciting stuff to talk about. We got a lot of big things that are happening around our team and around the company. And so with that, let's do this. I'm going to go out to ladies first. If you look down below, you'll see a beautiful lady wearing a baseball cap. Actually, both ladies. Well, two of the three ladies are wearing caps tonight, and one of the guys is. But yeah, let's go right out to our good friend and business partner. She's somebody I've known for several years, and I can't say enough nice things about her. She's just one of the coolest people you'll ever meet. Fun, funny, and just a joy to be around. So I'm going to bring out here Yvette Frankel. What's up, Yvette?
Hey, how's it going? I'm like, oh, unmute. I'm doing great, thanks. How are you guys doing?
Awesome. So good to see you. So good to see you. And it was great to be in pre-conference with you and your son, Zev. And we had a little chit-chat going on between him and Legend, my 7-year-old, who's sitting, well, he was here a second ago, and now he's on the couch.
Isn't it so cool? I still can't. Sometimes it's hard to wrap my brain around that. It's like, yeah, we're technically doing work. And, you know, I'm hanging out here, tucking my son in, and like literally he's like just lying right here beside me, and we're working, and this is the coolest thing ever.
Well, what's funny is that, right?
Get on stage, but it's probably going to take it 5 years to get on the stage. And I'm going to be 14 by the time.
Here,
wait, what was that? Oh, there he is.
Want to get in? Say hi? No?
He's like, no.
The funny thing is that, right? Hey, Yvette, right before we started, right? Legend said Dad.
To get on stage.
Remember, Legend said Dad.
Probably when I'm near a teenage age.
What was that? I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Was Zev saying something?
Yeah, he was saying that I need to be on stage.
Oh, there you go. 10K.
Yep. I'm like, yes, okay.
Cross the stage.
All right. Yeah.
Cross the stage is the 10K. Yeah, right before we went live on here, Legend said I picked up my phone to text the, to let all the, like Todd and Danielle and Bree, I texted them just to say, hey, I just Facebooked you the link, right, to get on the Hangout. And Legend said to me, Dad, you're on the phone too much. And I said, what did I say to him? I looked at him and I said,
would you rather have a job and like work for 10 hours a day and basically never see you? Right.
If I'm on the phone for like, maybe an hour a day texting or responding to Facebook or, communicating with people around the world, it's because I run a business and I don't have the kind of lifestyle where I can't be on the phone anytime I want. What really happens here is that we might put in, an hour to 4 hours a day working.
Right.
Maybe sometimes, an hour or two in between those hours. So it's like we work when we want to and not when we're paid to. When we're paid all the time, we can get paid for time around the clock. But one thing that we don't do is we don't trade time for money like most people do at a job or in some kind of a business that there's no leverage, right, where they have like a storefront and they're only making money when people walk through the doors. Here on the internet, we have leverage and automation through the technology that we can use with our phones, with our computers, with our tablets or devices. And so if we do use the phone for a few minutes here and there to make a quick text or write back to somebody on Facebook or broadcast something from our phone to all of our team, all of our members, that's the best kind of way to build a business. So I'd rather trade 1 hour or 2 hours a day using my phone than 8 or 10 hours a day sitting in the cubicle, and I'm sure some of you could relate to that, right?
Absolutely.
So good to see you, Yvette. Let's just go around the horn real quick. We'll go over to Todd real fast because Todd's a good friend and also a business partner. I've known Todd for almost 2 decades, one of my closest friends, and just really excited about having him on board here. So Todd, real quick, where you been, man? What's going on?
Oh, just getting really, really excited about this Empower Network and everything that's been going on with it, and just a little bit about myself. I started in the network marketing. I'm a veteran of network marketing, and I met Aaron what was it, like 16, maybe 17 years ago in another company, and I was immediately hooked as soon as I got into that company, getting the type of pay, having the freedom of time and everything like that. And basically, I really was just sold on network marketing, and I was working as a professional. I was running a hospital, and it turned out that I was giving up all of my time to make my paycheck. And when it came down to it, that I needed to find a way to utilize the time that I had to make extra money. And so as soon as I could make extra money from my home-based business, I was able to leave my job. Unfortunately, I had a really bad accident, and Aaron could probably attest to this. About 8 years ago, I was involved with an accident where I actually lost the ability to talk, to write, to do pretty much anything. And just for me to be here right now and in Empower Network is kind of the magic of this whole industry. You know, Aaron's one of my best friends, and he watched me through my recovery, and it's, you know, I've made 6 figures in MLM before, and I've come out of retirement. I don't have to work anymore, but I want to work, and I want to get back to getting the freedom and showing people that this is something anybody could do. Home-based business is the best thing that ever came into my life, and as part of my recovery, I'm here in an Empower Network, and I'm getting started, and it's just been amazing. We went to the Nashville convention, and everybody here on the phone, you know, on the get together was there, and you know, just it's not so much the business, it's the people in the business that keep you here.
Yeah, like I always say, you know, a lot of us come for the money, but we stay for the feeling, right? We stay for the connections, we stay for the relationships, we stay for all the camaraderie, you know, all the people here that we surround ourselves with that lift us up and allow us to be our best.
Yeah, and so I just wanted to, you know, Aaron's the one who got me involved with this business, and I'm sure you're sitting there with somebody else, or somebody gave you the link to get on this hangout, and you're looking at this business maybe for the first time. What I would say is that you got to get started, and get started right away, because the stuff that this company's coming up with, that we're going into with Empower Network, you don't want to miss out on. Yeah. So with that, I want to turn it back over to Aaron.
Cool. Yeah, and we have a lot to cover tonight, a lot of ground, a lot of great information, actually. We're going to be sharing some announcements here if you just joined us in just a few minutes. But we want to hear from all of our participants. Let's go back downstairs to our next participant, and also a longtime friend, somebody who, you know, we've been working together now for about 6.5 years, ever since I got on the internet. And it's funny because when I first got started, guys, I didn't know the difference between, you know, like WordPress and a printing press. And when I heard the term pay-per-click, right, pay-per-click, like when someone clicks with their mouse, you know, I thought they were saying paperclip marketing, and I thought, oh, whatever I have to sell to get rich, you know, that's fine, you know, as long as it's legal and it didn't have to be like the cure for cancer. But I wanted it to be legitimate, and I thought, you know, people, you know, use paper clips all the time, so I thought, well, we were going to sell paper clips. I didn't care. And she knew me back then when I didn't know a thing about internet marketing. And so I want to bring out here just to say hello real quick and just give a little snapshot of how she's doing and what's coming up for her, Danielle Wilson.
Yeah, Aaron, it's awesome to be on here with all of you guys. And yeah, way back when, paper clips, right? And yeah, I say this every time. I love that story so much. Because, you know, way back when, maybe you thought pay-per-click was pay-per-clip, but you had the leadership, you had the drive, you had the persistence to move forward. And anybody that is willing to really, like, wrap their heads around those kinds of skill sets and most importantly, those kinds of mindsets, has the ability to set themselves free here, especially here within Empower Network. I know, you know, hang around Aaron, and Aaron hangs around Empower Network. We both hang around Empower Network because truly we've just never seen anything like this. I came into the internet space a little over 9 years ago now, and coming in, I had just had my son. I was really looking for a way to be at home with him full time, to really be the primary influence in his life. But I was also looking for a vehicle to really get myself on track for really thriving in life. When I found out I was pregnant with my son, best surprise ever, but he was completely unexpected, and he came up in one of those times that now I look back and I know it was in just perfect divine harmony. But at the time, I was in a very, very unsettled place in my life. And so he was that challenge that was going to really boost me up to that higher potential that would be my life, and that I'm still on the journey for. But very scary time in my life. And so, I had made that shift. I wanted to be the primary influence in his life, but I knew I had to take on some new tools in life. I knew I had to fill that toolbox up with some tools that were really going to allow me to stay in a very emotionally, spiritually consistent place for myself and for him. And, it's been a wild ride over the last 9 years, and I know it's going to be a wild ride for many, many more years. And really through this industry, I've been able to gain the skill sets that have allowed me financially to be a full-time mom with him and to live just an awesome life and provide for the both of us. But I can't speak enough about the mindset and where that's really taken me as well. And in getting started 9 years ago and meeting Aaron 6 years ago, Empower Network wasn't around. We kind of were a part of many, curriculums, many communities, and then Empower Network came along, and you've got like this perfect storm of mindset and skill set to like ultimately thrive in your life right here. And now with Empower, and Aaron talks about this a lot. We've been in beta mode, test mode for the last 3 years. We're really just getting started. I mean, in those 3 years, this community has accomplished some things that, quite frankly, this industry has never seen before, but it's only getting started. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's why I'm here. That's why I work alongside Aaron. And just couldn't be more grateful for the mindsets, the skill sets that are available all in one place, but also the community. And I think that's what a lot of you are going to get to see tonight in, listening to all of the guests on the line tonight is a real taste of the community that's here, the community, the camaraderie, and so on. So yeah, Aaron, I'm going to turn it back to you. Very, very excited to be here.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And if anybody has a perspective on this industry, Danielle, it's you. I mean, being in the position that you were in, coaching thousands and thousands of people online over the last several years, not just working personally with me, but also where I met you in that community, 6.5 years ago, running your own social media company, management company, just running, a business and being a part of, many, many, many multiple seven-figure earners and having a multiple six-figure income yourself. I mean, you're one of the most knowledgeable people that I personally know, which is why I love working with you. And I think anybody that's a part of our team gets a chance to connect with you and work with you and, be in your sphere of influence too. I mean, that's a huge benefit to everybody there. So super, super excited. And, our special guest is kind of on the, hanging out on the screen here, and I want to get her in the game real quick. So let me do this. I'm going to just introduce our final participant before we bring our special guest out. Adrian, take a couple minutes real quick. Say hello, who you are, where you're from, and how you found out about Empower.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
can. You hear me?
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Adrian.
All right. That's why you guys can hear me because I'm on a. You can hear? Okay, I'm on a different computer. It's kind of been glitching because y'all keep pausing in and out. So I just want to make sure you can hear me loud and clear. But yeah, glad to be here. Glad to see everybody. Good to see Miss Anna Z hanging out with us tonight. Yvette, Todd, Danielle, Aaron, of course. Everybody knows my story. I was in the military. I got out got out in 2003, and kind of easy transition just to a 9-to-5 job, which was all cool and all, but it wasn't the freedom that I was looking for. Being in the military and fighting for our country and all, it's all about freedom. And I learned really quickly that that's not the freedom I was looking for to support.
Hey, Adrian, you're bouncing.
Job doing in 2007. What's that?
Yeah, you're kind of bouncing in and out. Is anyone else having trouble hearing Adrian? Or?
Yeah, I'm hearing that bouncing as well.
Okay, no worries. Go ahead and let Anna jump on. I'm going to jump on the other computer, so I'll be back in just a minute.
All right, no problem. All right, let's do this, guys, because we have a very, very special guest here tonight. If you got our emails, if you saw any of our posts, and you know that we in Empower Network we're just about a 3.5-year-old company, and we've already created, I don't even know how many at this point, but I think we've had over 300,000, probably closer to 400,000 members who've actually joined to use our products, and we've seen roughly about 40 or maybe 50,000 affiliates, people who have decided to work directly with Empower, marketing its products and services and generating an income. Last I heard, over 75% of Empower Network's affiliates have gotten at least one single check, meaning they've gotten paid at least one time, which is almost unheard of in the home business and internet marketing, affiliate marketing, network marketing niches. We're the complete anomaly, right? We're an anomaly if you look at all other home-based businesses and their models, their revenue models. For a company to have 75% of its affiliates that have earned at least $1, that's pretty darn remarkable. And we haven't just earned $1. A lot of us have earned a lot of income, and I want to make this income disclaimer before we bring Anna out, because her story, hers and her husband Alex's story, is truly remarkable. We make no guarantees, right? There's no guarantee of income. This is not a lottery. This is not a get-rich-quick, although it is way better to get rich quick than get rich slow, because typically get rich slow means that you're working in a job for somebody else and you're trading your time for money like we talked about earlier. And so, if you're going to get rich, you might as well, you can either take the stairway or you could take the elevator to the top, and we chose the elevator. So this is why we're here at Empower Network, because we wanted to make the most amount of money, right, in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of, headaches and hassles. And the company's already, I believe we've developed now $15 million earners, and we're about to see, I believe, number 16 and 17, really, because they're a married couple, so it'd really be 16th affiliate position, but really a married couple, so the two of them come as a pair, and they are just super dynamic. There's two of my very, very bestest friends in the world, and they're also incredible internet marketers and home-based business leaders in our industry, and I'm super excited because they're coming out to visit me in about a month, and for my birthday, and they're staying here with us, and we're just going to have so much fun. But I want to bring out to the hangout tonight my great friend, all of our friends. She's loved by many, loved by all, really. But I want to bring out Miss Anna Zubarev. So how you doing tonight, Anna?
Oh my God, Aaron, you make me blush. You make me giggle inside. Like this introduction is just, oh my God. Seriously, thank you so much, darling. I mean, it's absolute honor to be here. You are my legend, and you are my really good friend. I honor you and I cherish you, and I respect you. And just like I told you, one-on-one, while we were in Nashville, I greatly appreciate our friendship. I really do, because our friendship means tremendously to me, because I've looked up to you even way back before anyone even knew who I was. Because so here's the story. First of all, Yvette, Todd, and Danielle, glad to see you guys. Super excited that, we just saw each other, Yvette, not long ago. We hanged out, we spoke and hanged out, but we never took that selfie, right? So, run check on that. Anyway, so here's, I'm going to do as fast as I can a rundown of my story and Alex's story. So, first and foremost, Alex and I both immigrants into this country. We came here over 20 I'm not even going to count, from 1992, whatever that amount is, 23, 24 years ago. We were teens. We pretty much came here with our families. We had zero English. We had zero background on any information how this country is operated, how the psychology, mentality, none of that. We were completely newbies to this country, right? Off the boat, we like to call those people that just came over to this country, right? So I finished school. I finished 2-year college. Same goes with Alex. We went back and we actually got married in 2000. We only dated for 3 months, right? And we quickly got married, and we pretty much started from a very scratch, like zero. Alex had zero. I've had zero, even though I've had a job back in the days, right, where, you know, I've grinded and I worked, not my 9 to 5, but our marriage started at where Alex and I didn't have any jobs, right? At the time, we were both laid off back in 2000, and we were able to find the jobs. But the point to this is this, guys. Everything we have together, we've been married for 15 years now, and everything we own, everything we have, everything we've gained or lost, we did it together. This is how our story is. And right from the get-go, when we married, I've told Alex, even though it's unrelated to the income and so on, right, but it's somewhat important to a relationship, right? Because in my situation, I was raised in very freedom kind of a way speech family, right? I was able to always speak my mind. My mother would always help me kind of be free in who I am and never, you know, had any guards, right, if you will. And the same thing with Alex. So with being said that, everything we've built together in this business or in a personal life, we did it together. But our beginning started, I would not say financially happy. Again, we came from zero behind us. We didn't have a lot, and we've gained a lot by doing it together. So Alex and I have had corporate jobs for about good 15 years. Alex was working for a Fortune 500 company for almost 15 years until he literally quit that job and said enough is enough. I've had worked in the mortgage industry for over 10 years, and then when when the mortgage industry collapsed in 2007, this is when I had my first child, I said, in 2008, this is when I was looking for a job. I'm like, there's no way I'm not coming back to that crazy industry. So I completely revamped my resume, and boom, found myself another job and working for another Fortune 500 company. I worked in a leadership development company, right? Development department, excuse my French. So, and I worked for Merrill Lynch for 5 years of my life. So here is my biggest struggle. My biggest struggle was comprehending the amount of time I was traveling to and from work, yet I've had small children at the time, right? And 2008, that's when I had, Gabby was only 10 months old. This is when I found that job. This is when I went back to work. And the very first day, I was extremely happy to have the job, right? But the most dreadful time for me was actually leaving home knowing my daughter is going to be away from me. This was my very first child. This was the most excruciating pain that I've ever experienced in my life. Even though I knew my daughter was with my mother, I knew she was safe and sound, but I couldn't comprehend why is this world made that way, where, let me just give you for example, right? Like in Russia, people, like females, they get 3 years of maternity leave. 3 years, not 3 months, all right? 3 years, just for the sake of it, that your child will be raised, breastfed, and taken care of by a mother, but not someone else. You know what I mean? So to me, I really could not comprehend this. So fast forward to 2011. I've had my second son, and my second child, it was a son, and this is when I had a 6 months maternity leave from my job, and this is when basically I had to go back to my job. And again, it was excruciating, the idea of me going back to that crazy job, dealing with double standard people. I'm always, is what you see is what you get, right, guys? Aaron knows me, Yvette knows me, Danielle, Adrienne. I'm not sure if I met you, Todd, yet, but you guys know me pretty well. What you see is what you get. I don't like to sugarcoat things. I like to say things how it is. So bottom line is, let me go to a little bit to Alex's story, how it all happened for us, right? We come one night our friend comes to our house and offers us this particular juice, right, that looks like a wine bottle. And this is how it started for Alex. He was very engaged with the idea of selling this absolutely fantastic juice that is going to make you super healthy, super wealthy, so on and so forth, right? And this is how it all started for him in 2009. This is when he was still having his full-time job. He was only started to explore the possibility of doing this part-time, on the side and growing this to something bigger, which it did at the end, right? But even before that, throughout entire time while Alex and I had corporate jobs, we've always considered the option of having our own business, but we've never, the idea of having this retail business where we would be tied into this brick and mortar business, it really didn't sit well with me, especially because, you know what, I like to have my weekends. I like to have freedom of traveling the world. I like to have freedom of just taking off, So when I had my 9-to-5 job, I really didn't think of, being tied to a chair, right? I didn't think of being tied to one specific place. So having our own retail business, it just didn't make sense for us. So this was a perfect idea, working on network marketing, or it was MLM company, and from then it just took off, guys. Basically, Alex was promoting this company, that company. He was moving from company to company pretty much every 3 or 4 months, just because I guess this was the name of the game, right? But then in 2011, I believe, this is when he I think, was it Atlanta event? Was it in 2011 or 2012?
No, that was actually in June of 2012. The company launched on Halloween of 2011, and then 2012 in June was our first event in Atlanta.
Okay, so he actually went to Atlanta. No, wrong. He went to Orlando. It was, I believe, MLSP event, and this is when he met Dave and Dave, and this is where actually he was walking through a corridor where Dave and Dave actually handed him that sheet of paper, where he actually was one of the, I would definitely call it one of the 30 or 50 first people who signed up through Empower Network. And needless to say, in my opinion, I never supported any of the companies Alex promoted it before, simply because to the fact that I did not want to be in ownership of buying the juice or buying the cream. I didn't believe in any of those products, yet I've always believed in my husband. I've always believed in his skills because I knew how technically savvy he was, how calculative he was, strategically calculative of planning certain, marketing campaigns, right? And bottom line is, my very first event I came into right before, it was actually right after the Atlanta event when Alex came home, and he introduced the idea of how many people he've met, how many pictures he's taken. He showed me all the pictures, and he was actually called up on stage. He received his check. He'd driven to Atlanta from New York for over 20 hours just because he didn't like the flight back in the days, right? For me, I'm like, dude, like I saw a completely different husband when he came back from Atlanta, which was the first event for Empower. So I said, being a curious cat that I am, I've said to him, like, you know what, dude, I'm coming with you to the next event, which was in San Diego. This is when I think briefly I've met you, Aaron. I've met a couple of other people, and this is when Alex and I were already qualified. Well, it was Alex because it was just my very first event. I was just like this, the sideline watcher, right? Watching it from the sidelines, what he was doing, how he was communicating, and I've only opened my Facebook account in 2008. So it was just the funniest thing ever. I told him, like, why do you need to communicate with these people on Facebook? Why do you need to do this and this and that? And look where I'm at today, right? It's just funny how it works in this life. So make the story short. My first event was San Diego. My second event was Austin, Texas. And in Austin, Texas, I've had the most amazing breakthroughs. This is where I said that's it. I'm committed to doing this with him, with my husband, 1,000%. I'm doing what he's doing. I'm supporting all of the thinking behind this, doing this together. We're doing this business together. So today we have what? May 6th, 3.5 years later. And I just checked my back office, guys. We literally, oh my God, I mean, it's really surreal to even think about this, Aaron, honestly. This has been a really roller coaster. It's going like this, like this, like this, like that, right? So the back office isn't indicating we are literally $1,400 away from hitting that $1 million.
Yay!
I wish my husband would be here, but he's doing a team hangout in the kitchen. So I told him, please, dude, come on, you have to be here. It's really surreal, guys. Like all the effort, all the energy that went into doing this. I know it took us a long time to get to where we are today. We fully retired from a corporate job. We do this full time, guys. We've decided to put all our energy, all our forces into creating this lifestyle and this business because it makes us happy, right? We live the life of freedom. We travel 8 to 9 times a year, right? We surround ourselves with people who uplift us, people who believe in us, people who constantly, just lift us up. Like, I mean, like if I tell you, I just actually finished not reading, but listening to an audio book by John C. Maxwell. I love this book. And there's 2 quotes, right? One of them actually, I really had to revamp a little bit. So bottom line is this, guys. When you want to surround yourself with success, you really need to act like success too, right? So Aaron is a great example of that success. Aaron had led an amazing example for me and Alex, and it's just how he presents himself, how he deals with his team, how he presents himself on stage. He is a people's person, right? And if you guys doubting yourself that this is a scheme or whatnot, well, if you're doubting that, then, this may not be even for you, So I'm only here to share my part of the journey, which was a little bit over 15 minutes long here. So this has been an amazing roller coaster. If you ask me to change it, I will not change a second. From ups and downs, from all the craziness that was happening, but most of it, like 98%, was absolutely fantastic. 3.5 years.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I love your story because I know at one time you were a little bit, gun shy, meaning you didn't know why Alex would drive 20 hours to come to an event in Atlanta and why he was so excited about it, and he came back with all this excitement and enthusiasm for what he just had seen. And what's interesting, Anna, is that ever since you went to that first event in Austin, you've been at every single event ever since, and it doesn't surprise me that you guys are $1,400 away in just 3.5 years from crossing the $1 million mark. So let me ask you this, because I think a lot of people want to know, and I know I would probably want to know if I wasn't in the business yet. I mean, is it easy to be successful? I mean, we know that it's simple, but is it easy? I mean, what you said, it was a roller coaster ride, up and down, but like, was this something that was worth doing to you? I mean, tell me a little bit of insight that you have about what it really took to get here. And you don't have to get into like all the details because there's I mean, we could sit and talk for hours and hours and hours. But what would you tell somebody who's wondering if this is an easy business to get into, and is it worth it if it actually does work, which we know it does?
Well, first of all, it is an easy business to get into. Very easy to get into, right? But will you stay on track? That's the question. Will you be focused enough not to get sidetracked by other opportunities out there? Or will you not get sidetracked by watching your favorite TV show, right? Or going to a family reunion, right? Versus going to meet with people who is going to uplift you and pick that spirit up, right? Like there's nothing tomorrow, like there's no tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very easy to be in this business. The question is, would it be easy to focus? That is the question.
Right. It's about making choices, right? It's about making different choices.
That's correct. So for us, Alex, in the beginning when there was merchant problems, you know, Alex was doing, again, like every 3 months or something. But then when he realized how important staying on track, being focused 100%, doing just one deal, how important it is to lead your team actually by example, showing them that this works for us, right?
Yeah.
Doing social proof to your team, to your subscribers, if you will, right? It's just like going to school, right? You're going to listen to a teacher who is going to teach you what you need to be doing. There is a ton of trainings, ton. And if you don't know how to do something, our community of these people that you see here in front of you are absolutely fantastic. Everyone is extremely responsive. And I have not met one person who didn't respond to my question. So, Alex, are you coming? All right.
All right.
Come on.
Hey, real quick, I want to actually quote. What's up, Alex?
Oh.
I want to quote one of your. Hey, what's up, guy?
What's up, bro?
Hey, I was just about to quote one of your proteges, and and based on what Anna was just talking about a second ago, Michael Martin, right, who just had an epic month, right, over $40,000. I don't know how long he's been in the business, but he's never made this kind of money before. But I want to quote Michael Martin from his Facebook page. He said, "People keep asking me and other leaders how we've created the results that we have in our business. And the simple answer is we don't get distracted."
That's right.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Right? Yeah. What's up, Alex?
I'm actually on a hangout with my team right now, but I promised to pop in, and so I told my team over there, just hold on, I gotta say hello to Rashkin team.
Right on, man. Well, hey, congratulations. I know you guys are like $1,400, Anna said, away from getting one of these.
I know.
Amen, brother. Thank you.
So we were counting. There's 208 diamonds, and we want to get rid of the little like the logo in the middle. And what did we say, Yvette? We wanted to replace that with something else?
With aquamarine.
Sapphires, baby. Sapphires.
So we're turning the company colors into like green and diamond. I love it. Well, yeah, Alex, man, what's it like for you? Anna just told us your guys' story, mainly her version of it, but I know that you have a background in engineering, like a cubicle engineer. Is that what you did?
Cubicle engineer. Yeah. I was engineering cubicles. No, I actually arrived in a perfectly engineered cubicle already. But what I was doing really is, what I was doing, and Yvette, you're awesome. Like I love your sense of humor. What I basically was doing, I was basically telling people, hey, your computer is not working. Go reboot your computer. Oh, you want a new mouse? So I was like really like system administrator / tech support / participant in the corporate politics /
getting lunch for people.
Resident, yeah. So yeah, I was always like looking for a way out, and then I came across Empower, obviously, and I really resonated with Lawrence Tam because he kind of had similar background with my story. He was engineer. I think he was mechanical engineer, so I was more like IT engineer. So, but yeah, the rest is history, man.
Well, that it's funny because we've been in this business together since the beginning, right? We didn't really even know each other when we first got started, and working together, going to events, and getting a chance to spend a lot of time together, live and in person. I was telling everyone earlier, you and Anna become like brother and sister to me. We work together, we bounce ideas off each other, we sometimes mentor each other and model each other and just kind of follow each other's lead. And I am just blown away about how quickly you guys have been able to get to this level after not having success in home-based business before. Before bouncing around, or before you were bouncing around from company to company. We were hearing from Anna, and you'd been in a lot of different networking and affiliate companies. What is it about Empower Network, Alex, do you feel is the reason that we have now? You guys will be number probably 16 or 17 affiliates that have crossed the $1 million mark in 3.5 years, while we have 25 or 28 people that have made over $500,000. I think the number was around 50 who've made over $250,000. We've got, I believe, many hundred, or a couple hundred, at least a couple 200 that have made over 6 figures, right, using Empower Network's affiliate products or affiliate program. And then we have literally, we've paid over 30,000 people. What would you credit all this to, Alex? Why is this company so different? And what is it about Empower Network that's so different than anything you've ever been a part of?
Well, first of all, income disclaimer is below this video. We're talking about income and we want to be compliant and all that stuff. And yeah, exactly.
Somewhere.
Somewhere there. But yeah, man, I think it was just like, first of all, like, I'm an analytical guy, and like, this is the only business opportunity that actually came with instructional manual. So like I like to go through instructions, right? So, but also it was part of that, like my experiences that I accumulated before Empower as well, because I started playing with paid traffic and stuff like that. But I was always looking for something that I got to a point where like I was like, okay, so I realized in order for me to make a lot of money, I need to create my own products, right? So I can keep 100% commissions, like have high ticket commissions. And then Empower came around. I'm like, man, this is exactly what I was looking for. And I just focused, man. I just went crazy, and part-time, just like every single night, being consistent after work, just working away on my laptop, right? Going through the trainings and applying what I learned, right? I think I had my training in 15K formula also on solo ads. But again, it's just basically what I was looking for, and that's why I got serious about it. And I just, was doing consistent stuff every day and just tweaking and seeing what works, what doesn't, and focusing my energy on stuff that works, obviously, and testing new things, and just getting rid of stuff that doesn't work, right? And just building the list, communicating with the list, building relationship with the list, and being consistent, because most people on the internet, they jump from deal to deal, right? So
yeah,
the message is consistent. People can join in after 6 months, after a year. I had those cases where people were just like seeing my messages, and because people will always join you when it's the right time for them, not for you, right? You have to realize that. And as long as you're being consistent with your message, they will join you, right? They resonate with your message, your personality, the way you market, they will join you. So what's the resolution? You have to be consistent, right? You have to be consistent with your message, and work with your team. Because I'll be honest with you, like in the beginning, like first year, I wasn't really doing like hangouts or any team trainings like we're doing now, and it really changed perspective on duplication. People really I see people coming back now, like people that got distracted by so many other shiny ball syndrome opportunities out there. They all coming back, so it's cool, man.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I remember the conversation that we had. I think it was in Orlando or maybe one of the other regionals last year, and we were sitting out on the lounge chairs out in the pool area. Anna, you remember this conversation we had about working with the team? And
it was Charlotte.
I think it was Orlando. Yeah, Aaron, you're right. Yeah, I think it was Orlando.
One of the regionals, Orlando, or it was probably Charlotte, maybe. I don't remember. But anyway, point is that less than a year ago, you guys made a new commitment to build a team, and here you now have multiple. You guys have sponsored some of the biggest income earners in the company, and also one of the other 7-figure, $1 million ring earners. So that's pretty darn remarkable. You said something, Alex, and I just want to piggyback on that. And I know you guys have another hangout going on, and I feel terrible that I had Anna out here now since the beginning. So you guys, if you need to run off, just let us know, because we're gonna share a little bit of information, some good content with people, because we know that there's going to be lots of folks that watch this. If they're not here now, they'll watch the recording over the next week. But you talked about communicating with your list. Here's the 100,000-foot overview. This is what I tell all of our new members. This is what I tell all of my partners, all of our affiliates, all of our teammates, all the leaders that I've worked with, and everyone that's made a 4 or 5 or a 6-figure income here on my team. I'll have my first $1 million ring earner in Empower Network probably in the next 3 to 6 months. Sometime by the end of the summer, I'm sure. Silvio is going to cross that $1 million mark. He's right around the $700,000 mark now. So, but here's what I've told everybody is that there's the 100,000-foot overview, right? The high overview, like the Google Earth view, right? There's 3 things we do, and that's it. We build a list, right? A list of people who are looking for what we offer, people that are looking for us just as much as we're looking for them. We're looking to build a list of subscribers that want the information, the education, the inspiration that we might provide, the entertainment sometimes, right? We always have an entertainment value with our videos and sometimes our blog posts, and there's things that we do that keep people entertained. So the people who are looking, right, for information, education, entertainment, inspiration, connection, right? People that want to be a part of something greater than themselves. When we reach out to people, or they reach out to us, and we can provide this value to them, right? This is why they stay on our list. They become, fans, friends, followers. They subscribe and they stick around. They read our emails. They go to our blog posts. They watch our videos. They hang out on our Facebook pages. They like, comment, and share our content, right? When we build a list of highly targeted subscribers, we have an audience, right? It's better than modern day television, right? You can actually reach more people on the internet than you do with a television show, because there's so much competition, right, on TV and on the internet. Once you start providing value for people and they feel that connection with you because you've provided all those things I just mentioned, you have a subscriber for life, right? So we build a list of people. Then we communicate with our list, right? We build a relationship by continuing that conversation with them. Information, education, inspiration, entertainment, promotion, right? Showing them how to buy products or services or tools that are going to bring more value to themselves and their business. And then, of course, that product line, whatever product line we market, right? We happen to market Empower Network. Some of us have different affiliate offers. Some of us market our own products and services. But the key is to build a list, build a relationship with your list, and bring your list great value in different products and services that you offer them. And that's how you make money on the internet. That's how we've all done it. That's how Alex and Ann have done it. That's how I do it. That's how Yvette does it. Todd does it. Danielle's done it. Adrian's doing it. I mean, we all do the same exact thing. Those 3 things, again, build a list, build a relationship with the list, and then monetize the list. And, if there's one thing that I can, accredit the success I've had to.
Sorry, I gotta roll. I gotta go back to my team.
I'll stay.
Anna's gonna stay.
Yeah.
And thanks for the invite. I'll see you guys.
I just blew you a kiss.
That's the $1 million formula right there, I guess. So I'll see you guys later.
All right, buddy. Thanks for being here. So yeah, that's it. I mean, those are the things we do. I don't care what you have to do to build your list. If you have to do, we have a viral blogging system, which is the most powerful way to create a very highly targeted, warm list of people that come off of social media. If you're doing paid advertising, if you're driving traffic, doing different types of search engine optimization, when somebody comes through your blog or your social media page and your blog, and they watch videos, they read articles, they read your your opinions on things, right? These are the highest quality targeted leads you could generate. So whether you do your blogging, whether you're buying paid traffic, whether you're putting a sign out on the street corner to go to your website, it all works if you work it, and we teach you everything from start to finish about how to build a list, how to build a relationship, and how to monetize. That's what we love so much about this company. And it doesn't matter what company, product, or opportunity you're in. You need these skills in today's marketplace. I don't care if you sell tomatoes on the side of the road or you sell, kids clothing in the flea market, or you have a mom and pop shop, a retail business, and a strip mall. If you're in business, especially on the internet, if you want to learn how to leverage technology and use automation to build a business where you can actually fit your business into your lifestyle and not run your business 24/7 a day, where your business runs itself when you set it up correctly. But I'm saying, if you want to have a business that pays you around the clock for work that you do just one time, right, and then continually do new things to make more income, right, there's nothing better than what we have right here. So, Anna, I'm going to ask you, is there anything else you want to share with our audience, our viewers today? Because you are one of the most knowledgeable people I know of in social media marketing, from Pinterest and Instagram and Google Plus and Facebook, and you have literally redefined the art of social media marketing. Truly, you're one of the greats in the industry, and everybody knows this. And I just thought maybe I would ask you real quick before we move on here to some announcements and some final thoughts when we wrap up with our 3-step freedom formula. If there's anything you want to share with anyone.
Oh, first and foremost, don't call me a queen. I'm only queen in training. All right, I'm still in training. I'm still following a lot of influential people to me who are completely outside of this network marketing industry, and this is the people I've learned from. So if you guys decide to learn something new, you gotta step out of your comfort zone. Number one, that would be one. Number two, you gotta find those influencers, people whose message you can relate to, right? And basically just do what they do, and that's what I've been doing for the past year and a half. Like first, it was Facebook, connecting myself to the right people, connecting myself to people who actually provide that valuable advice to me, right? And whose information is relatable to me or relevant to me, right? Mm-hmm. Those are the people I'm connected with, and believe it or not, I'm still only at 4,000 friends on Facebook. I'm not up to 5 because I don't accept everyone. If I look at someone else's wall and they have crap in there, I really will not accept that friend request. That's just how it is. As far as platform, like tips and tricks, quickly, I'm everywhere. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I have 2 Instagram. I have 2 Google Plus. I have Pinterest account. I have Tumblr, Twitter. Anyways, I'm everywhere, but I will not recommend this to anyone who's just starting out for one reason, because all of those platforms are absolutely different, first and foremost. First, I would definitely recommend being on Facebook, connecting yourself, again, to the right people, and following people who, again, inspire you or motivate you. Number 2, I would definitely suggest picking out of three platforms. That would be either Pinterest, that would be either Instagram, or Twitter. Google Plus as well, but Google Plus is very tricky, so I'm still learning. Even though I have a lot of following there, I have about 12,000 people around there, just FYI, which is nuts, yes. But it's very tricky to get engagement. Like, your content on Google Plus have to be like Huffington Post in order to get some sort of like 40, 70 likes, Like the other day, I posted a picture of Max's birthday, right? And see, that's another thing I love about this community. People are just so genuine, right? A lot of them. I've got about 200 and something comments just wishing him a happy birthday, right? It's just insane. So Google Plus is a very tricky platform, but it's really ideal for people who know how to generate blog posts and know how to syndicate it, right, and create a great image, like infographics or graphics for it. So that would be great for Google Plus. Now, if you are on a fly-by kind of a person, then Instagram would be an ideal platform for you. But again, there are tips and tricks for that as well. I would definitely suggest going to YouTube and picking up some of the best tips and tricks on there on which ways are best to scale up your Instagram, right? You have to use hashtags. That's tip with Instagram. As far as Pinterest, it's a whole other level right there. I mean, I've became very much so involved with Pinterest since probably January of this year. So my Pinterest took off like a rocket. It really did. So in January, I had about 1,500 followers. Today, I have about 3,300 followers on Pinterest. All of that, guys, comes not from click of a button. I'm telling you this as a disclaimer. Anything on social media, if you want to build it, you have to dedicate your time, your energy, your focus, and attention. The most important, guys, is engagement, right? If you want to receive an engagement from people, number one, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself a question: are you engaging back? All right? Are you creating images, right, that you actually like, right?
Yeah.
You want to ask all those questions to yourself first and foremost. Those would be my very basic tips about social media. So anything and everything, I'll be happy to answer. If you guys have any questions for me.
Yeah, no, those are great tips, and they're they're like that 100,000-foot overview that we talked about when it comes to building a business online. Those specific suggestions that you just gave, Anna, are exactly what people need to know. I mean, those are the big, the big bullet points really that people really need to be aware of. Awesome stuff. Well, thank you so much for coming out. You guys, give Anna a hand for being here because she is a freaking rock star. Her and Alex are just,
thank you.
They've become icons in the industry, and everybody knows them. What's so funny is that, when you get into a company like this, you have a big stage, right? Because Empower's not a small company, right? It's a very large company. We did in 3.5 years what typically takes most companies, anywhere from like 10 to as much as 20 years to do. I know a lot of companies that'll never reach 3.5 years old, right? But B, to have been able to pay out to their affiliates over $150 million. Keep in mind that most companies only pay out between 25 and 50%. So, if we were a 25% commission company for the first 3 years, right, we would be equivalent to the size of a good $500 million company in just 3 years, a company that was never supposed to make it, a company that had a product that no one had ever seen before. The critics laughed. The industry ridiculed us, right? We had people that pointed fingers and said it would never last, and here we are 3.5 years later with one of the most solid foundations of any company I've ever seen before, from our corporate staff and corporate officers and the CEO and the CMO and all the cast here that play their part in keeping this company in great standing with the all the different regulatory bodies. I mean, we have a tremendous opportunity here, and like Danielle talked about earlier, and I always mention, we're still just getting started. We're still just a beta test, and what's happening here shortly, Anna, and some of the details, and we spoke about them on our last webinar last week. But if you were in, where were we a couple weeks ago? We were in. Where the heck were we? We're in Nashville.
Nashville. I was muted.
I'm already thinking Vegas, right, Adrian? I'm already thinking Vegas, right, Todd?
Yeah, Vegas.
Right. If you guys are out there with us, then Empower has some very, very exciting things that we're about to release here shortly in the next few weeks. Matter of fact, for those of you that are on board, for those of you that are members and affiliates, right? And you can do that by clicking the link below. There's a registration button below this video. You become a member of Empower Network. You become an affiliate for $19, and for $44, you're in business as an affiliate, and you'll be invited to tomorrow night's hangout. It's an affiliate-only hangout. I don't know how much they've let the cat out of the bag yet, but I can tell you that tomorrow night we're going to be talking about something very, very exciting, something new, something exciting, something that has never seen or been done before in the industry. It's not been done by Empower Network. It's never been done in the industry. And so for those of you that are on the fence, you haven't gotten started yet, click the link below, and you'll want to come on tomorrow night's hangout. You'll get a chance to hear from several of the top 7-figure earners in the company. I'll be on that myself. I know all of our panel will be on there, and they're going to be releasing something that has never been seen or done before, and it's going to be very, very well explained tomorrow night, similar to the way it was in Nashville a couple weeks ago, but with some new things that are very, very new to the twist here. I can't let the cat out of the bag. Anna, you may or may not know some of the details yourself, but I've been privy to a couple of emails that have been bouncing around for the last couple of days on some ideas that are going to be very incredibly exciting when they hit the field here tomorrow night. So if you're not yet on board, click the link below. Anna, thank you for being out here. I appreciate you so much. I know everybody does. You're just an amazing light in everybody's life that knows you, and you know, we'll just be riding off into the sunset with you know, many tens of thousands of friends and business partners over the years together. So super proud to be a part of that with you.
Well, again, thank you so much for having me in your team hangout. I really appreciate it, and it's an honor to share some of my story, even though I'm not the best storyteller. But you know, certain things I do on the other side better than anyone else, right? But storytelling is not my forte. But just wanted to say again, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I had a blast hanging out with you guys, and I can't wait to see you in 1 month, man. That's all I have to say. I mean, it's gonna come very short, right? You know, Memorial Day, it's right around the corner. So
yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to say hi to our team in the meantime.
Go. Do your thing.
Alrighty. Appreciate you guys. Ciao.
Right.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. So yeah, so guys, what do you think of that? That was pretty badass. You know, that was last minute too, right? I told Danielle I was like, hey, you'll never guess, I got Anna to come on, and I knew she was had a team hangout, but she said she would pretty much do anything if I asked her, and she was just a sweetheart. Aww. So I just can't thank her enough for coming on. So what do you think of that, Yvette?
Oh my God, she just blows my mind. She's so cool.
Yeah, totally so cool.
She's just the real deal. She's completely just. I think it's almost an impossibility for her to sugarcoat anything. And that's one of the many things. It's that Russian thing,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the Russian way.
It's like there's no sugarcoating. You're gonna get the real deal, whether you like it or not. I love it. I love it. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Russian mafia style.
Very cool. It's funny because they didn't have any background in the internet marketing arena either. Everything they've learned in the last 3.5 years. Oh. So even if somebody failed by 90% of what they've been able to do here, right, almost $1 million, if you fail by 90%, you still make $100,000, right, in 3.5 years. And if you look at the average, corporate American salary, you make more money and you work from home. You be your own boss. You have your own schedule. You don't have to wake up when someone else tells you to show up for work, right? You come and go as you please. You own your own schedule and your own calendar, and you're your own boss. And so if you failed by 90%, imagine that. And imagine if you kept your job, if you have a job, and you just supplemented, an extra $30,000 a year, how that would impact your life, your family's life, right, your lifestyle, be able to pay off bills, get out of debt, do all that cool stuff that, you've probably wanted for a long time. Mm-hmm. So really, really exciting.
Yeah, I was thinking about, what was it? The question that you had posed about, when people ask, wow, is this business hard? Is it simple? Is it easy? What's the deal? Is it hard? Is it easy? And everyone's focused on, well, what's the deal with this business? And at least my opinion is I don't know if anyone was on the last hangout, but my official call sign is TechTard, right? That is my call sign. Just wow, it's like a learning disorder. It's like a learning disorder, and I own it. So that being said, all right, someone in here can come in being TechTard, right? And like you said, with those odds, for someone like me, those odds are really good for someone like me, right? So on top of that, when people are going to go, well, what's the deal with the business? Is it hard? Is it easy? Well, I think, okay, if you were to lay out all the facts, everything is literally laid out for you. You've got the training, literally step by step, in modules. It's organized. It's literally laid out. So that aspect, it's absolutely there, right? It's so there. And then, so I would have to say the hardest part is not necessarily the steps or the business, but I think even for me, and perhaps even some people who are on this, is literally being able to make the paradigm shift to think of it that way. Is that, oh wow, so I guess the most variable component is you. You know, how are you going to apply yourself? Are you going to have the resolve? Are you going to apply yourself? Because you have the community here to support you, which is even better. So it's not like you're even alone in that matter. So if you feel like you're some lone person in this endeavor, A, you're not. I think it's the most challenging, but I think the most rewarding part is really the self-development that it will require you to do. That is, I'll pull from Anna where, you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. Let's not, you know, run around here fart and glitter about that part, okay? I mean, seriously. We're not just going to run in here with a lottery ticket mentality. Oh, yeah, a bunch of unicorns and leprechauns running around with people earning money in 2 seconds because they decide to write a blog post.
Right.
Not really going to happen that way.
Really
So if anyone thinks that, it's okay if I say this, I mean, it's probably better that they're not on this call. They can just hang up and we don't have to waste their time. But for someone who is serious about, wow, let's look at this in a really intelligent way. Let's look at this as a business. Wow, it's all of the steps are there. What is it going to take? I think that's a better question. What is it going to take for me to make this business work, because all the steps are there? What is it going to take, and what are the paradigm shifts, and what are the things that a person is going to have to face in order to make those breakthroughs that really are necessary for any endeavor? Yeah. Especially one in a business realm. I mean, that's just my take on it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I always say that 90% of getting what you want is knowing what you have to give up in order to get it. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are stuck on a story that they don't know enough, or that they're not good enough, or they don't know what to do, or they just don't, you know, understand or whatnot. And the truth is that there's so much here. There's so much education and so much training and so much you know, leadership and mentorship, that there's no way you can't know what to. There's no way you can't not know what to do here. There's no way that you can't know what to do. Is that what I'm trying to say? I think I'm like tripping. Right. Like
can't not know what to do.
Yeah, you gotta go through the. You gotta go through the training. Yeah, you can't not know what to do. It's like a triple negative.
Yeah.
It's like what he said.
You gotta go through the training, right? You gotta go through your products. You gotta go through the training. There's walkthroughs. Right? There's these walkthroughs on how to do everything. There's so much here that if you would just take the time. You know, a lot of people ask me all the time, like, how did I make my first $1 million on the internet? And you want to know what the answer is? I studied my butt off, I implemented it, and I taught people what I learned. Mm-hmm. Right? Jim Rohn says, study, practice, and cheese. Study, practice, and cheese. Right? You got to study, practice, and when he says practice, that means implement. Do the thing that you're learning. Right, implementing. And then what's so neat about what we do at the Power Network is that we are an information marketing company. So when we turn around and rephrase and paraphrase that information, it's almost like regurgitating the information, and we post it in videos, we post it in blogs, we post it in social media. Right? The more you offer, the more consistent you are in offering the same information that you're learning and implementing. You offer it to other people, and you use that as a lead magnet or a hook. People are interested in you because you become interesting to them instead of, you know, them trying to figure everything out on their own. They see you as kind of a conduit between, you know, darkness and light, right? If you can enlighten somebody with information or education that they may not, you know, be getting anywhere else, you become that go-to person. Just like, you know, how it's happened for Anna and Alex, and it's happened for, you know, all these people that you see on the leaderboards and all the people you see doing really well. They're studying, they're practicing, and they're teaching what they learn. It's not a secret that this is how the business works. It's not a secret that this is how success works. Right? We build a list, we build a relationship with the list, we monetize the list with a great offer, which is what Empower Network is. It's the highest converting offer that I've seen online in all my years of being in business on the internet. 6.5 years. Never saw a company blow up like this. I've never seen this many people do so well and you know, make this kind of income and have this kind of lifestyle. It's just never been done before. You know, anywhere else you can get it in this space.
I like what you said, though, Aaron, about that. Or at least a little light bulb came off. You approach it, and I caught the word practice. It's a practice.
It's always practice.
Daily practice. It's a practice. And the whole notion of fine-tuning, and especially, at least for someone like me, if you have a tendency to become or to be a type A personality / things have to be perfect, ooh, that's something that, again, as part of the practice, you work through that. You got to work around that. You got to flow through it. And that's the beautiful thing, that for anyone who thinks that this has got to be perfect, well, I mean, let's just pull the sheet off of that one. I mean, there's no such thing as perfect, but there's just a continual refinement, because this thing is a constantly growing thing, and so things are going to change, and you're going to ebb, you're going to flow, and you're going to learn, and you're going to get wiser and more refined, and I think there's something really dynamic about that. Yeah. And I think a lot of people are maybe perhaps their practice is perhaps in that mentality, not that it's a bad thing, but perhaps their practice is in the mindset of being an employee. They're used to being told what to do, but they sense that they want something different. And they're trying to close that gap, or deal with that gap between, okay, well, I want something else, I want something more, but I don't know what that is, or I don't know what that looks like. Well, this is a beautiful place to be for that, because you've got the training, you've got this community, this unbelievable community in and of itself. Alone, for me, I'm around just for that alone, let alone all the other benefits. But helping someone make that paradigm to close that gap between using this idea of a practice to close that gap so that they can attain something greater that they want in their life, that perhaps their position right now, regardless of what it might not be helping them in the direction that they want to go to, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. As you guys are talking here, I'm thinking about a podcast that I listened to this morning. And the speaker, who was also an entrepreneur and I guess blogger all across the net, some huge blogs, he blogs on teaching people how to set themselves free and start their own businesses. And his success, what it all came down to when it came to success for him was finding that practice that Yvette was just talking about here, that Aaron's talked about, that we talk about often, and having the stickiness with that, sticking through that, finding the thing that gets you a result, and then doing that over and over and over and over again. And I think that that's where the cliche comes to mind. This isn't easy, but it is very simple. It's not easy, because just like Aaron was talking about, attaining success, it's all about knowing what to give up, and that's not an easy thing for people. But just looking at this from just a completely 100% straightforward perspective, it's very, very simple. What you have here with Empower Network is really a whole buffet of trainings that you get to choose from to find those one or two things that you're going to do daily that are really right for you. And then the opportunity to learn those things inside and out. And then on top of that, you've got the community and the ability to take in some just mad personal development training. Right. So that while those things aren't the easiest things, they're a whole lot more fun. In terms of that journey of knowing exactly what to give up and why you're going to give them up, you've got people rallying around you, just true stands for you as you're making those shifts as well. So yeah, I love the practice. It comes down to just a couple of simple things that you see that get you results, and doing those daily and cutting out the rest of the bullshit. And you've got the community rallying you on to do just that.
Right. And I think that's where the whole why comes into place. You're exactly right, Danielle. It's like, 5 months from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, all that time is going to pass regardless, whether you're sitting on your couch watching TV and stuffing your face with popcorn and watching the news, or you get involved with a community and a product that's actually, it works. I mean, you see the results, you hear the results, you see what's going on, but it's like, you have to make a decision. I mean, what do you want to do? Because look at the life that you live. Most people live right now. People watching from home. It's like all your actions prior to has got you where you are right now. And if you're sitting at home watching this, you're watching for a reason. You didn't click the link, put in your email address and all that to sit here and just, you're looking for something. And the community's here. The training's here, like Aaron, Yvette, and Danielle were just saying. Everything is right here. Hold your hand step by step. people from all walks of life. It does not matter where you came from, if you're an immigrant, if you're fat, skinny, small, it doesn't matter what your background is. People who didn't even know what a lead was, not a funnel, barely know how to use the computer, are doing this because it works. Just you have to look at your life and say, do you want more? I mean, do you want more? What do you really want? Because we're all going to die someday. And it's like, what kind of life do you really want to live? And it's not too late. It doesn't matter how old you are. You're like, well, maybe it's too late for me to get started. It's never too late to get started. But you got to make a decision. And the link is right there. Just click that blue button and just get started with us. Yeah. The community alone, the camaraderie, it's like Aaron was saying earlier, you come for the money, but you stay for the community, the camaraderie. Every 3 months we travel somewhere new, and we just love on each other, share stories, hang out, party, and get good knowledge and filled with a wealth of knowledge as well. And it's just an amazing community. I've personally never seen anything like this either, and I've been around the block online and offline, and there's nothing like this here, period. There's nothing like Empower Network, nothing. So that's just my 2 cents.
Totally.
If I could jump in something, that Anna shared and something that Aaron shared, and it kind of makes more sense when you hear it from 2 different sources. Anna's been in this 3.5 years. Aaron's been in this 3.5 years, and every sale that they made, every connection that they made it just adds on to it. Doesn't it make sense to take 3.5 years of your life to build a new life, to build something that's for you, not for somebody else? Like, you could go back to your job and you could go back to the daily grind and work for somebody else, work to build somebody else's dream, but it makes more sense to me to get started, just like Adrian said, Aaron said, and get plugged in tomorrow night's event. I mean, you got to be there. Okay, get started now and get on your 3.5 year. Maybe it's 2.5 years. Maybe it's 2 years for you. Yeah, it's easy, but it's also very easy to get sidetracked when you're in this industry. So just get started, and I'm blown away by what I heard with Anna and Aaron tonight, and Adrian, Danielle, Yvette. Everybody's just been very, very uplifting, and it gives somebody that came from not being able to even put together a sentence 8 years ago to giving me hope that, hey, this is something that I can do, that I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna build this thing, and jump on board. Whoever sent you to this link, they're looking for leaders, and we have the leader in front of us, and it's Aaron Rashkin, and he's made 7 figures in this industry. So just get involved and get on board.
Absolutely.
Yep. And guys, everything that we're talking about right now is exactly what every other team is talking about right now, right? There's like Alex and Anna had to go to their own team hangout, right? They're doing their own team hangout tonight while we're doing ours. And then there was like the Dream Team hangout, and the Prosperity team did a hangout tonight, and there's this hangout and that hangout, and there's everybody's Wednesday nights, the night you get together with your team, and everybody's talking about the same stuff. And you know what? It's because everyone that's in this company feels the same way. I mean, we're all seeing. It's funny. I've been a part of a lot of network marketing companies, and I keep my finger on the pulse of the industry. I have a lot of friends in this industry. Half my days are spent networking with other leaders, having conversations with people in different networking companies and multi-level marketing companies and different affiliate companies, chatting with the owners of companies. Sometimes they get offered deals to leave the Empower Network and go work in another company. And I got a pretty big offer not too long ago for a lot of money to go build a team in another company. And I thought to myself, you know what? Why would I ever do that? Those companies probably aren't going to last long, number one. Number two, it's like, they say that, the grass is greener on the other side. Well, it's so untrue, because you got to still water and mow and weed it, and, you got to take care of the grass over there, too.
That's like Drake said, grass is greener where you water it.
Yeah, you got to build a business no matter where you go. But see, and here's what's interesting. There's always going to be challenges, right? Sometimes there's tech challenges. Sometimes there's human issue, human error. Sometimes there's logistics, right? What you got to do is you got to find the company that you want to have your problems with. It's kind of like, I think Bob Marley, but I got this great quote in my phone. I took a snapshot of this off of Facebook the other day. Check this out. I guess it was Bob Marley who said, and he was talking about women, he said, here's what he wrote. He wrote, if she's amazing, she won't be easy. If she's easy, she won't be amazing. If she's worth it, you won't give up. If you give up, you're not worthy. Truth is, everybody's going to hurt you. You just got to find the ones worth suffering for.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that true? Right? Gotta love Bob Marley, right? There it is. There's
Wow.
right on my phone.
I love Bob.
Oh yeah. So it's true. I mean, you gotta, if you're gonna build a business, okay, let's just be real here. If you're gonna build a business, you might as well find a company that pays out the highest commission in the industry, has a product and service, a suite of products and services that people want, they need, and they're already looking for. Right? People are looking for information about how to be a successful entrepreneur all over the internet. They're looking for information about how to build a business online. They're looking for information about how to sell products, how to build a list, how to develop a relationship, how to turn it into money. Right? People are looking for this. Millions and millions of people a month are searching all over the place how to be successful. Right? And we have everything wrapped up right into this community, right into this product line. And see, I know you didn't come here tonight for information. I know you came here because you want to make a difference in your life. You didn't just come here to hang out and watch the Google Hangout and meet the team and meet Anna and Danielle and Adrian and Todd and Yvette and myself. You came here because you want to make a change in your life. You want to live a different lifestyle, whether it's to make more money, whether it's to have more free time, whether it's to be more with your family or your kids or your friends. You want to travel, take vacations, right? Pay off some bills. Right, pay off your debt, right? Take back, control of your schedule, and just reduce the financial pressure. Right? We all have different reasons for joining, but you did not just come here for information. You came here to make a change. So step number 1 in a 3-step freedom formula is just get started. We've all talked about the link below. It says register now. Click on the link. Right? It's $25 to become a member of our basic product, which is called Kalatu, which means in your own words. Right? Or it means to tell a story. It's our viral blogging system. It'll help you get free traffic. It'll help you brand yourself. It'll help you work with your social media if you have friends, fans, or followers, or you want to start developing a lot of friends, fans, and followers. This is the best way to do it for $25 a month. Right? If you were to go get that same exact blog, right, that we offer you and do it on your own, easily $3,000 to $5,000 a month. Easily $3,000 to $5,000 to own that blog. That's $25. So get started. That's step number 1. Step number 2, right? We've been on this hangout now for the last 90 minutes. I know we wanted to go a little shorter tonight, but because Anna had so much to share, some valuable information. Then Alex joined us, right? We went a little bit longer, but I mean, you're plugged in when you're here. This is the team. You come to live events, whether they're hangouts, whether they're company sponsored or they're team sponsored. We do hangouts, and we started doing them more recently weekly, where we are going to meet each and every week. And I'm not going to be on every hangout, nor will Danielle, nor will Adrian, Yvette, Todd. Right? We're going to have new leaders that are going to come up the line that are going to be hosting these hangouts, and we're going to make sure that you have access to a weekly hangout. So our team is here for you to plug into and pay attention and keep your fingers on the pulse of not just the team but the company. And that's why we have live events. That's why we meet every 90 days. Sometimes we meet every 6 weeks. Sometimes there's regional events that come in between the main events, and sometimes we get together in private masterminds. We get together for live events that we do in different parts of the country. So plugging in, paying attention, being on our email list, being a part of our Facebook group, staying connected to each other. That's the key, because when we lock arms, we can fight the forces of evil, right? And then the third part of the freedom formula, simple. I mean, we've been here for 90 minutes. In the amount of time we've been here for the last 90 minutes, you could have done the amount of work it takes for you to get the results you want today. 90 minutes, right? A blog post, social media syndication, emailing your list, developing relationships with people that are all around you, friends, fans, and followers, right? Using tools and the systems that you'll have access to once you get on board. So step number 3 is simply do the work. It's not hard. right? The hard part is, stopping the story that you keep telling yourself about why you can't have what you want. Right? When you change your story, you change the results. When you change your story, you change the outcome. When you change your story, you start thinking differently. But here's the key. You cannot think yourself into a new way of acting. You have to act your way into a new way of thinking. It's very different than what you're taught in traditional education systems and in traditional workplaces. Right? This is not about a mindset as much as it is a skill set. But 90% of your skill set comes from your mindset. So once you activate yourself and start taking massive action, you start thinking differently, you start acting differently more, and again, your life changes, your business changes, and then your income changes. And when your income changes, that means that you now have the money to enjoy the free time that you've created for yourself, and that, my friends, is lifestyle.
Yeah.
So click the link below. Get started, guys. I want to thank you all for being here. Danielle, Yvette, Adrian, Todd, especially Anna and Alex for being guests on our All-In Team Hangout. We want to welcome you to the team. As soon as you get started, you're going to go through a series of steps or fast start training steps. You're going to go through our level up sequence. You're going to get access to our eSport commitment. Reach out to whoever invited you to this hangout tonight. Once you get on board, ask them what they are doing to build their business. If you got here because of them, then what they're doing is obviously working, right? If somebody on board already invited you to take a look, it's because they're getting the results that you want in your business. And when you can lay a brick, right, when you can lay a single brick, you can build an entire city. So if you can do it once, you can do it 101, if that's even a word, but you can do it 101 times, right? If you do it 101 times, you can do it 1,001 times. Because a city, all a city is brick over brick after brick after brick over brick. And when you just do the right things, you can get the right results. So click the link below. Do it for yourself and your family and all the people that depend on you to be an example of success. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate all of you. I love you all. We'll see you next Wednesday. This All-In Team Hangout is officially a wrap. Have a great night, everybody. See you guys. Thanks for hang out if you're on the panel.